blistering rays, cooking the barren, cracked earth, questioning the ultimate value of this arid birth, wandering blindly through the suffocating dusty haze, trapped forever inside an endless fiery maze, mirages shimmering falsely upon the baked terrain, praying desperately for a single drop of cooling rain. Vultures circling high above the sweltering heat, dragging my exhausted, deeply blistered feet. Canteens drained, completely empty since yesterday, watching our fragile civilization quickly decay. Solar flares erupting violently in the stratosphere, facing an overwhelming, paralyzing existential fear. Temperature climbs higher, sky is made of fire, shadows disappear, apocalypse is here. Crimson sun, boiling the marrow inside my bones, leaving me completely isolated and entirely alone. Scorching the atmosphere until it bleeds a bloody red, walking silently among the valleys of the walking dead. Surviving the inferno requires an ironclad will, refusing to succumb while standing on this burning hill. Seeking refuge beneath a crumbling sandstone arch, continuing this incredibly brutal, punishing march, skin peeling painfully from the ultraviolet exposure, lacking any semblance of emotional composure, navigating by the alignment of the parched canyon, hoping to encounter a trustworthy, loyal companion. Drops stealing the moisture from my cracking lip, losing my previously formidable, tenacious grip. Tumbleweeds rolling aggressively across the flat land, burying our memories underneath the shifting sand. Sprinting fiercely against the blinding, toxic glare, breathing in the heavy smoke-filled, stagnant air. Temperature climbs higher, sky is made of fire, shadows disappear, apocalypse is here. Crimson sun, boiling the marrow inside my bones, leaving me completely isolated and entirely alone. Scorching the atmosphere until it bleeds a bloody red, walking silently among the valleys of the walking dead. Surviving the inferno requires an ironclad will, refusing to succumb while standing on this burning hill. Far behind, we adapt to the magma and the volcanic rock, ignoring the ticking of the doomsday clock. Keep walking, ignore the thirst, push onward, expect the worst. Crimson sun, boiling the marrow inside my bone, leaving me completely isolated and entirely alone. Oh, scorching the atmosphere until it bleeds a bloody red, walking silently among the valleys of the walking dead. Surviving the inferno requires an ironclad will, refusing to succumb while standing on this burning hill. Burning out, horizon bleeds, ashes scatter, planting seeds. Sparks are flying wildly from the massive roaring bonfire, igniting my incredibly passionate and volcanic desire. Twirling my colorful ruffled skirt upon the sandy coast, becoming the most exuberant and hospitable party host. Hips are swaying rapidly to the incredibly infectious groove, commanding absolutely everybody in the vicinity to move.
Blowing loudly into the traditional carved wooden shell, casting an overwhelmingly joyful syrupy spell, pouring out the highly flammable fermented sugarcane rum, banging aggressively upon the tightly stretched leather drum.
Lava is metaphorically flowing from the mountain peak. Ooh, this is the specific thrilling adrenaline that we deeply see. Embers glow so bright, illuminating night. Carnival is loud, dancing in the crowd. Tropical fire erupting with a spectacularly blazing heat, stomping the shoreline with incredibly fast, igniting the entire peninsula with an undeniable spark, banishing completely the incredibly boring, quiet dark, burning up the atmosphere until the early morning dawn, keeping this magnificent, energetic fiesta going on.
Fireworks are exploding brilliantly across the starry sky, watching the illuminated paper lanterns gracefully fly. Sweat is glistening radiantly upon my heavily tattooed chest, putting our incredible physical stamina to the ultimate test. Juggling the flaming torches with the terrifying absolute skill, experiencing a phenomenally unmatched
Magnificent thrill. Yeah, barefoot stepping boldly right beside the glowing red coals, connecting deeply with our intensely passionate, fiery souls. Brass sections are blasting a wildly syncopated, crazy tune, partying relentlessly underneath the glowing tropical moon. Salsa and reggae combining in a beautifully chaotic blend, hoping this spectacular evening will absolutely never end. Embers glow so bright, illuminating night. Carnival is loud, dancing in the crowd. Tropical fire erupting with a spectacularly blazing heat, stopping the shoreline with incredibly fast, igniting the entire peninsula with an undeniable spark, banishing completely the incredibly boring, quiet dark, burning up the atmosphere until the early morning dawn, keeping this magnificent, energetic fiesta going on. Energetic fiesta going on. Hey, let the flames consume all the negativity and the stress. Embrace this wildly beautiful, highly joyful mess. Ashes will eventually scatter across the beautiful blue bay, but the memory of this inferno will permanently stay.
shake it fast.
Burn it up, raise the flame, fill the cup. Tropical fire erupting with a spectacularly blazing heat, stomping the shoreline with incredibly fast, igniting the entire peninsula with an undeniable spark, banishing completely the incredibly boring, quiet dark, burning up the atmosphere until the early morning dawn, keeping this magnificent, energetic fiesta. Flames go out, sun comes up, tropical heat never stop. across the massive falling log, emerging stealthily from the dense morning fog, pulsing with the feral, deeply instinctual energy, unleashing a terrifying, beautiful raw synergy. Claws extending sharply to grip the slippery moss, proving completely who is the undeniable boss.
Howling loudly at the crescent glowing lunar sphere, operating entirely without the concept of fear. Muscles contracting rapidly in a synchronized flex, engaging in a ritual that is remarkably complex.
Bouncing suddenly upon the unsuspecting target, leaving the domesticated civilized life to forget. Heartbeats racing fast, inhibitions cast, and immortal inside, nowhere left to hide. Savage growth dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vine, blurring the human and the biological boundary line, surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat, stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet.
Roaring powerfully to establish dominance today, scaring the weaker, cowardly competitors away. Camouflage perfectly among the vibrant green leaves, stealing the momentum like a pack of cunning thieves. Adrenaline pumping forcefully through the bulging vein, releasing the ferocious beast from its rusty chain.
Shedding the restrictive garments of polite society, embracing this wonderful chaotic notoriety, biting into the metaphorical juicy forbidden fruit, following the ancient ancestral biological route, panting heavily from the intense acrobatic exertion, enjoying the spectacular uninhibited diversion. Heartbeats racing fast, inhibitions cast, and immortal inside, nowhere left to hide. Savage growth dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vine, blurring the human and the biological boundary line, surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat, stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet. Logic is completely useless inside the deep wild, reverting immediately to the untamed feral child. Let the aggressive tempo manipulate your spine, drink deeply from the jungle's intoxicating wine. Breathe deep, let it out, show your teeth, scream and shout. Savage groove dictating every single physical move, having absolutely nothing left to formally prove. Sweating profusely while swinging from the highest vine, blurring the human and the biological boundary line, surrendering entirely to the chaotic primal beat, stomping the forest floor with incredibly wild feet. Beast away, jungle shakes, savage rhythm never breaks. Yeah. gently above the magnificent pink polyps. Fascinated by the symbiotic, delicate marine relationships. Observing the anemone swaying perfectly in the shallow tide, where the tiny neon-colored clownfish playfully hide. Filtering the pure sunlight through the turquoise clear bay, preserving this ecological masterpiece in every possible way. Guarding the fragile calcium structures from the anchor's drop, ensuring the destructive, careless human interference will stop. Swimming effortlessly alongside the graceful ancient sea turtle, jumping over every single environmental hazardous hurdle. Appreciating the stunning biodiversity of the living reef, finding immense therapeutic and undeniable emotional relief. Fins are gliding slow, watch the flora glow, protecting what we see. Perfect harmony, coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like the spectacular living sponge, taking a simultaneous, completely dedicated romantic plunge. Documenting the incredibly rare spotted stingray passing by, reflecting the beautiful azure tint of the tropical sky. Nurturing the aquatic garden with the passionate, tender care, realizing that this spectacular ecosystem is phenomenally rare. Cleaning the microscopic debris from the branching, fragile arms, protecting the territory from all potential looming harms. Floating weightlessly within this magnificent, salty embrace, occupying a wonderfully vibrant, entirely magical space. Kelp forest dancing rhythmically to the ocean's gentle hum, listening to the remarkably subtle, natural underwater drum, translating the silent poetry of the diverse aquatic life, eradicating any unnecessary mainland terrestrial strife. Fins are gliding slow, watch the flora glow, protecting what we see. Perfect harmony, coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like the spectacular living sponge, taking a simultaneous, completely dedicated romantic plunge. Let us permanently shield this invaluable oceanic treasure. The beauty contained herein is entirely beyond human measure. If we nurture the environment, it will surely nurture us back, keeping this biological, magnificent wonderland perfectly on track. Dive deep, swim near water, clean vision, clear. Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like the spectacular guiding the weary caravan across the barren frontier, wiping away every single drop of collective inherited tear, carrying the heavy responsibility upon my aching shoulder, watching the youngest generations grow significantly older, pointing my wooden staff towards the distant promised peak, providing a powerful voice for the marginalized and the meek.
Navigating the treacherous valleys and the treacherous slopes, bearing the unbelievable weight of a million fragile hopes, refusing to abandon the stragglers, falling behind the line, seeking constantly for a divine, validating heavenly sign. The diadem of leadership is forged from suffering and pain, enduring the harshness of the freezing torrential rain.
Mountains standing tall, hear the righteous call, crossing borderlines, reading sacred signs. Exodus crown resting heavily upon a designated head, ensuring that the migrating population is adequately fed, leading the chosen people directly out of the captive state, overcoming the terrifying obstacles of a cruel, unjust fate, marching consistently toward our designated holy sanctuary, writing a completely brand new, glorious vocabulary,
Parting the dangerous rivers with a steadfast iron resolve, watching the enemy's oppressive wicked strategies dissolve, standing at the absolute forefront of this massive migration, building the fundamental pillars of a liberated nation, ignoring the cynical critics and the treacherous betrayals, sailing forward without needing any conventional sails.
Healing the blistered souls with soothing botanical balm, singing ancient hymns to maintain a necessary unified calm. Prophecies are unfolding exactly as the elders foretold, witnessing the courage of the community becoming bold, leaving the monumental pyramids of slavery in the dust, operating solely on a profound, unshakable mutual trust. Mountains standing tall, hear the righteous call, crossing borderlines, reading sacred signs. Exodus crown resting heavily upon the designated head, ensuring that the migrating population is adequately fed, leading the chosen people directly out of the captive state, overcoming the terrifying obstacles of a cruel, unjust fate, marching consistently toward our designated holy sanctuary, writing a completely brand new, glorious vocabulary. There is absolutely no possibility of ever turning around. Our future is firmly planted upon this newly discovered ground. The tyrannical pharaohs have permanently lost their grip. We have successfully survived this arduous epic trip. Step forward, do not yield, claim the land, plant the field, claim the land, plant the field. Exodus crown resting heavily upon a designated head, ensuring that the migrant freedom rings, peasants rise, crowned as kings. Dusting off the incredibly fragile classic turntable needle, teaching the youngest toddlers how to solve the cultural riddle. Searching through the attic for my grandmother's recipe book, giving the neglected traditions a highly necessary second look. Singing the forgotten lullabies to the sleeping innocent child. Remembering when the neighborhood was phenomenally wild.
Polishing the brass buttons on my grandfather's
Tailored coat,
memorizing every single
beautiful historically significant note.
gathering the curious youth underneath the giant banyan tree,
explaining exactly how our oppressed people finally became free. The foundational rhythms are completely ingrained in my DNA, ensuring these magnificent customs will absolutely never decay. Elders speak the truth, guiding up the youth. History returns while the fire burns. Roots revival, bringing the magnificent foundation back to life, cutting through the modern ignorance with the sharp cultural knife, honoring the incredibly brave, resilient and creative pioneers, erasing the generational gaps and the heavily accumulated tears, planting the original seeds directly into the highly fertile soil, reaping the phenomenal benefits of our ancestors' heavy toil.
yeah. Playing the acoustic guitar with a highly traditional, listening to the incredibly powerful message of the talking drum, reconnecting the heavily severed, completely broken family ties, exposing the highly sophisticated, incredibly destructive lies, language and dialect preserved meticulously through the oral tale, ensuring our magnificent ancestral heritage will never ever fail.
Wearing the deeply symbolic, incredibly vibrant, woven garment, refusing to be subjected to any further historical bombardment. Cooking the traditional stews in the heavy cast iron cooking pot, appreciating the phenomenally rich culture that we already got. Dancing the original steps upon the heavily scuffed wooden floor, open the previously locked, incredibly vital educational door. Elders speak the truth, guiding up the youth. History returns while the fire burns. Roots revival, bringing the magnificent foundation back to life, cutting through the modern ignorance with the sharp cultural knife, honoring the incredibly brave, resilient and creative pioneers, erasing the generational gaps and the heavily accumulated tears, planting the original seeds directly into the highly fertile soil, reaping the phenomenal benefits of our ancestors' heavy toil. Oh, a magnificent towering tree will simply fall without its root. We must protect the integrity brave and old. Stand your ground, know your past, build it strong, make it last. Roots revival, bringing the magnificent foundation back to life. Oh, cutting through the modern ignorance with the sharp cultural knife. Honoring the incredibly brave, resilient and creative pioneers. Erasing the generational gaps and the heavily accumulated years. Planting the original seeds directly into the highly fertile soil. Reaping the phenomenal benefits of our ancestors' heavy toil. Spin the record, play it loud, make the ancestors incredibly proud. Snorkeling gently above the magnificent pink polyps, fascinated by the symbiotic, delicate marine relationships. Observing the anemone swaying perfectly in the shallow tide, where the tiny neon-colored clownfish playfully hide. Filtering the pure sunlight through the turquoise clear bay, preserving this ecological masterpiece in every possible way.
Guarding the fragile calcium structures from the anchor's drop, ensuring the destructive, careless human interference will stop. Swimming effortlessly alongside the graceful ancient sea turtle, jumping over every single environmental hazardous hurdle. Appreciating the stunning biodiversity of the living reef, finding immense therapeutic and undeniable emotional relief. Fins are gliding slow, watch the flora glow, protecting what we see, perfect harmony. Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like the spectacular living sponge, taking a simultaneous, completely dedicated, romantic plunge. Documenting the incredibly rare spotted stingray passing by, reflecting the beautiful azure tint of the tropical sky. Nurturing the aquatic garden with the passionate, tender care, realizing that this spectacular ecosystem is phenomenally rare. Cleaning the microscopic debris from the branching fragile arms, protecting the territory from all potential looming harms. Floating weightlessly within this magnificent salty embrace, occupying a wonderfully vibrant, entirely magical space. Kelp forests dancing rhythmically to the ocean's gentle hum, listening to the remarkably subtle, natural underwater drum, translating the silent poetry of the diverse aquatic life, eradicating any unnecessary mainland terrestrial strife. Fins are gliding slow, watch the flora glow, protecting what we see, perfect harmony. Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply
human measure. If we nurture the environment, it will surely nurture us back, keeping this biological, magnificent wonderland perfectly on track. Dive deep, swim near, water clean, vision clear. Coral jewels sparkling vibrantly beneath the glassy surface, serving a highly important and ecologically vital purpose. Embracing the responsibility to keep the habitat pristine, witnessing the most spectacular, breathtaking underwater scene. Our love is deeply rooted like a spectacular living sponge, taking a simultaneous, completely dedicated, romantic plunge. Protect the reef, love the sea. Coral shines for you and me. Sitting cross-legged upon the fallen mossy timber log, surrounded completely by the thick descending evening fog, singing softly without needing an amplified microphone, revealing a beautifully raw and deeply vulnerable tone. Sparks are drifting lazily toward the starry canopy, experiencing a moment of pure, unplugged humanity. Tuning the wooden pegs until the pitch is crystal clear, creating a remarkably safe comfort fear. No tangled cables or electronic pedals on the ground, relying entirely upon this organic, stripped down sound. Fingertips developing calluses from the heavy steel string, remembering the exact reason why we initially chose to sing. Wood begins to ash, no superficial flash, voices harmonize underneath the skies. A crystal flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the unamplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Passing the battered instrument to the incredibly talented friend, hoping this magnificent private concert will never end. Harmonicas whining sweetly in a minor bluesy key, unlocking a profound internal emotional degree. Shadows are dancing playfully against the tall pine trees, feeling a refreshing, remarkably gentle midnight breeze. Snapping our fingers perfectly onto the offbeat rhythm, shining our genuine talent through a transparent prism, clapping our hands to provide the necessary percussion, engaging in a beautiful, highly musical discussion. The campfire provides the only illumination that we need, planting a remarkably beautiful, collaborative seed. Wood begins to ash, no superficial flash, voices harmonize underneath the skies. A crystal flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Stripped of the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the amplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Electricity is completely unnecessary when the soul is bright. We are capturing the pure essence of the starry night. Let the organic frequencies heal the complicated mind, leaving the highly manufactured artificial world behind. Strum the chord, hum the tune, sing it loud to the moon. Acoustic flame burning warmly in the center of the ring, appreciating the simple joy that these melodies can bring. Oh, they stripped out the heavy production in the studio disguise, staring deeply into your illuminated, mesmerizing eyes. Let the unamplified vibration resonate inside the chest, finding our ultimate sanctuary and a peaceful place to rest. Fire dies down, embers fade. Beautiful music we have made. Plucking the overripe harvest directly from the drooping branch, standing alone upon this incredibly quiet, isolated ranch. Sticky nectar staining my fingertips, a deep, vibrant pink, giving me entirely too much uninterrupted time to think. The orchard is overflowing with a phenomenally sweet aroma, sinking deeply into a lethargic, highly emotional coma.
Sitting silently upon a splintered wooden rocking chair, missing a beautiful companion who previously was there. Flies are buzzing constantly around the fallen, rotting crop, wishing this relentless, agonizing heartbreak would stop biting into the flesh, but it only tastes like profound regret. Trying incredibly hard to move forward and simply forget. Basket is full, heart feels the pull, sugar and pain, crying in vain. Guava blue singing a melancholy agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tea, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved. Looking at your initials that we permanently carved, baking a traditional pie, but having nobody to share a slice, paying an incredibly steep, emotionally devastating price. The kitchen is completely silent except for the ticking clock, staring aimlessly at the highly secure brass door lock. Even the brightest summer day feels exceptionally bleak, losing the comforting energy that I constantly seek. Preserving the
inside a collection of tightly sealed jars, gazing upward at the remarkably indifferent twinkling stars, wiping my damp forehead with the checkered cotton sleeve, still struggling to process why you decided to leave. The soil is fertile, but my internal spirit is completely dry, letting out an incredibly long, exhausted and heavy sigh. Basket is full, heart feels the pull, sugar and pain, crying in vain. Guava blue singing a melancholy agricultural song, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with a highly bitter tear, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved, looking at your initials that we permanently carved. Properly sweeten a broken vow. I am entirely consumed by this agonizing sadness now. Let the unpicked fruit fall softly onto the overgrown weed. I am lacking the essential romantic nourishment I need. Taste the sweet, feel the sting. Empty porch, broken ring. Oh, I'm guava blue singing the melancholic agricultural song. Ooh, wondering exactly where this relationship went so wrong. Mixing the culinary sweetness with the highly bitter tear, living completely trapped inside this lonely atmosphere. The harvest is bountiful, but my soul is completely starved, looking at your initials that we permanently carved. Sun goes down, the orchard sleeps, lonely farmer softly weeps. Descending rapidly into the pitch black, freezing aquatic void, where the conventional sense of direction is totally destroyed. Switching on the powerful waterproof halogen flashlight, piercing the incredibly dense, oppressive underwater night, floating silently past the jagged, terrifying limestone cave, right in the terrifying undercurrent of the deepest wave.
Nocturnal predators emerging from their hidden rocky lair, sensing our foreign presence in the heavily pressurized air. Giant moray eels exposing their incredibly sharp,
crooked teeth, guarding the undiscovered mysteries buried underneath. Checking the oxygen gauge strapped tightly to my rubber wrist, swimming cautiously through the murky biological mist. Water turning cold, bravest of the bold. magnificent silent rage, surrounded by the glowing bioluminescent plankton swarm. Surviving the unseen, incredibly massive underwater storm.
Barracuda circling rapidly within a narrow peripheral view,
displaying a remarkably intimidating silver hue.
Communicating effectively using highly specific hand signals, observing the beautifully strange alien-like sea individuals. The rhythmic sound of my own breathing dominates my ear, conquering the deeply embedded instinctual human fear.
Hovering weightlessly above the incredibly deep plunging trench, overcoming the incredibly strong, paralyzing, fearful clench. Jellyfish pulsing gracefully with a highly toxic neon glow, drifting wherever the powerful, unpredictable currents flow. The surface is an unimaginable, incredibly distant memory, lost completely inside this terrifying aquatic sensory. Water turning cold, bravest of the bold, sonar echoes bounds, waiting for the pounce. Midnight reef, hiding secrets in the terrifying dark abyss, experiencing a highly dangerous adrenaline-fueled bliss. Navigating the treacherous drop-off without a protective cage, witnessing the ocean displaying its magnificent silent rage, surrounded by the glowing bioluminescent plankton swarm. Surviving the unseen, incredibly massive underwater nothing of the ocean's true face. We are temporary visitors invading this nocturnal, hostile space. Respect the terrifying sovereignty of the deep blue unknown, where the predatory rulers sit upon their coral throne. Sink down deep, lights go out in the dark. Without a doubt, midnight reef, hiding secrets in the terrifying dark abyss. It's terrifying dark abyss, experiencing a highly dangerous adrenaline-fueled bliss. Adrenaline-fueled bliss, navigating the treacherous drop-off without a protective cage, witnessing the ocean displaying its magnificent silent rage, surrounded by the glowing bioluminescent plankton swarm. Surviving the unseen, incredibly massive underwater storm. Swim to the top, pressure drops. Midnight dive never stops. Standing boldly upon the jagged, towering ocean cliff, inhaling the phenomenally fresh, intensely salty sniff, watching the incoming swell erase the captor's footprint, seeing the sunlight reflect with a beautifully golden glint, throwing the rusted padlock directly into the deep abyss, blowing my incredibly painful history a final parting kiss.
Constructing a sturdy raft from the scattered wash
Driftwood,
leaving the incredibly toxic, highly oppressive
neighborhood,
hoisting a remarkably colorful, entirely patchwork sail. Trusting that this brand new courageous journey will not fail.
Untying the incredibly thick, restrictive mooring rope, sailing bravely toward an incredibly vast, limitless hope. Breezes blow so strong, right in every wrong compass, pointing true. Sky is crystal blue, tidal freedom, washing every single bit of agony away, embracing the incredibly bright, phenomenally brand new day.
Navigating successfully without needing a restrictive map, escaping entirely from the incredibly cruel societal trap. Letting the magnificent ocean current carry us incredibly far, guided exclusively by the incredibly bright northern star. Albatrosses are flying majestically above our wooden mast, leaving the incredibly painful, heavily burdensome past. Drinking the pure, freshly collected, highly restorative rain, washing away the incredibly deep, historically inflicted stain. Sailing completely off the edge of the known, charted world, watching the magnificent flags of liberty totally unfurled. Singing a beautifully resonant, deeply emotional sea shanty, having absolutely nothing but my own undeniable guarantee. Whales are breaching spectacularly right beside the wooden hull, experiencing an incredibly peaceful, beautifully quiet love. The ocean does not recognize any incredibly arrogant king, listening to the remarkably beautiful song the water sing. Breezes blow so strong, right in every wrong compass, pointing true. Sky is crystal blue, tidal freedom, washing every single bit of agony away, embracing the incredibly bright, phenomenally brand new day. Navigating successfully without needing a restricted map, escaping entirely from the incredibly cruel societal trap. Letting the magnificent ocean current carry us incredibly far, guided exclusively by the incredibly bright northern star. No empire can possibly conquer the incredibly vast open sea. This immense liquid sanctuary belongs entirely to you and me. We are unanchored, completely emancipated, and boldly alive, proving that the incredibly resilient human spirit will survive. Sail away, catch the wind, leave the shore, let it begin. Tidal freedom, washing every single bit of agony away, embracing the incredibly bright, phenomenally brand new day. Navigating successfully without needing a restrictive map, escaping entirely from the incredibly cruel societal trap. Letting the magnificent ocean current carry us incredibly far, guided exclusively by the incredibly bright northern star. Current pulls, horizon clears, ocean salt dries the tears.
polishing the leather dancing shoes until they absolutely shine. Stepping completely over the boring, restrictive, invisible line. Entering the crowded dance hall with a remarkably fierce intent, ensuring that every single ounce of my kinetic energy is spent. Skirts are flying dangerously high with every sudden rapid twirl, becoming the most unstoppable, fiercely energetic, confident girl.
Adjusting the brim of my incredibly stylish vintage fedora hat, moving across the floorboard quicker than a frightened alley cat.
Wearing a remarkably sharp, highly tailored black and white suit, kicking a phenomenal rhythm with my heavy steel-toed boot.
Sweat is pouring heavily down my deeply exhausted
Smiling face,
keeping the ridiculously fast, phenomenally demanding
upbeat pace. Horns are blowing loud, jumping in the crowd, tempo running hot, giving all we got. Golden skank, demanding every single person to get up and move. Caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove, bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor, screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the absolute best medicine for a phenomenally heavy heart, tearing the incredibly boring, mundane reality completely apart.
Spinning my exhausted partner with a highly coordinated
Dizzy spin,
refusing to let the incredibly miserable whirly
problems win.
The snare drum is cracking violently like a heavily whipped blast,
Watching the phenomenally loud,
brilliantly
shiny cymbals crash.
adrenaline is flooding rapidly to my entirely
Frantic vein,
ignoring the incredibly sharp, wonderfully physical.
muscle pain. Heels are clicking furiously, exactly upon the syncopated beat, generating a phenomenally intense, remarkably localized heat. Catching my ragged breath during a remarkably brief saxophone solo, dipping incredibly fast, dangerously and spectacularly deeply low. The entire room is vibrating from the incredibly massive sound, lifting my tired feet completely off the heavily stomped ground. Horns are blowing loud, jumping in the crowd, tempo running hot, giving all we got. Golden skank, demanding every single person to get up and move. Caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove, bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor, screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the absolute best medicine for a phenomenally heavy heart, tearing the incredibly boring, mundane reality completely apart. Love, 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 oh yeah. Nobody is permitted to stand completely still inside this sacred hall. We will absolutely continue to dance until we physically trip and fall. Let the incredibly rapid upstroke eliminate the societal depression, engaging in this phenomenally wild, beautifully physical expression. Pick it up, do not stop, never drop. Golden skank, demanding every single person to get up and move. Caught entirely within this phenomenally aggressive, happy groove, bouncing incredibly high up on the heavily scuffed wooden floor, screaming at the exhausted band to play a little something more. Music is the Tiny seeds blown across the heavily polluted intersection, finding a miraculous, unlikely space for pure perfection. Sprouting bravely through the cracks of the industrial pavement, defying the heavy machinery and the urban enslavement, reaching upward toward the sliver of available sunlight, fighting a remarkably quiet, incredibly persistent fight.
Smog is choking the heavily congested metropolitan air, but this botanical miracle is growing entirely without despair. Pedestrians are stepping blindly over the vibrant yellow petal, a fragile organism surviving amidst the cold, rusted metal.
Drinking the oily, contaminated runoff from the gutter, making the cynical, hardened city dwellers quietly mutter. Roots push down under the town, stems stand straight, conquering fate. Concrete flower blooming miraculously in the rigid zone, proving that true beauty can absolutely grow from stone. Standing up brilliantly against the monotonous gray skyline, offering up profoundly inspiring, wonderfully biological sign. Resilience is woven directly into your microscopic cellular core, opening an impossible, previously locked natural door.
Bulldozers threatening to flatten the developing delicate leaf, but your mere existence provides a monumental visual relief. Vibrating gently whenever the subterranean subway trains pass, a tiny oasis of life consisting of a single blade of grass, ignoring the toxic fumes emitting from the exhaust pipe, waiting patiently until the exact moment is completely ripe.
Monochrome landscapes desperately need your fluorescent hue, showing the neighborhood something incredibly fresh and new, surviving the harsh freezing frost of the bitter midwinter, acting as a tiny yet incredibly powerful biological splinter. Nature will continuously find a clever, unconventional way, paving over the earth will only work for a temporary day. Push down under the town, stems stand straight, conquering fate. Concrete flower blooming miraculously in the rigid zone, proving that true beauty can absolutely grow from stone. Standing up brilliantly against the monotonous gray skyline, offering up profoundly inspiring, wonderfully biological sign. Resilience is woven directly into your microscopic cellular core, opening an impossible, previously locked natural door. Harbors a hidden, soft grace, occupying this extremely hostile, incredibly unlikely space. Push through, reach high, ignore the gray, touch the sky. Concrete flower blooming miraculously in the rigid zone, proving that true beauty can absolutely grow from stone. Standing up brilliantly against the monotonous gray skyline, offering up profoundly inspiring, wonderfully biological sign. Resilience is woven directly into your microscopic cellular core, opening an impossible, previously locked natural door. Petals unfold in the street, life always wins, never retreat. inheriting the remarkably beautiful, phenomenally pristine beach, keeping the most valuable lessons comfortably within our reach. Our bloodlines contain an incredibly noble, deeply resilient trace, projecting a remarkably dignified, phenomenally unshakable grace. We do not require diamonds to validate our undeniable self-worth. We are the legitimate, highly respected inheritors of this earth.
The vast ocean serves flawlessly as our protective, magnificent mold, standing incredibly tall inside my remarkably humble woven coat. Wealth is entirely measured by the deeply unified,
Strong community,
rejecting the incredibly toxic, highly divisive
global disunity.
palm trees act perfectly as our spectacularly tall
Green flags,
refusing to be defined by our historically torn, impoverished tracks.
posture standing straight, masters of our fate. Dignity is shown, sitting on the throne. Island royalty commanding respect without needing a violent sword. Speaking in the phenomenally unified sovereigns of its remarkably beautiful, magnificent archipelago, carrying our incredible pride everywhere we physically choose to go. True kings and queens serve their people with an absolute devotion, governing this remarkably peaceful, incredibly beautiful blue ocean.
Passing down profound wisdom instead of meaningless paper currency, addressing the community issues with a deeply compassionate urgency. Elders are treated remarkably like the highest supreme diplomats, sitting comfortably upon the intricately woven traditional floor mats. Our majestic lineage is phenomenally recorded in the coastal sand, protecting the absolute integrity of our highly sacred native land.
Holding my chin incredibly high despite the heavy historical trial, greeting the incredibly harsh world with a phenomenally warm smile. The mountains are remarkably sturdy, entirely natural fortress. I am a fiercely independent, highly educated, phenomenal sorceress.
Respect is an incredibly vital currency that must be correctly earned,
Applying the phenomenally difficult lessons that we deeply learn. Posture standing straight, masters of our fate. Dignity is shown, sitting on the throne. Island royalty commanding respect without needing a violent sword. Speaking in a phenomenally unified sovereigns of this remarkably beautiful, magnificent archipelago, carrying our incredible pride everywhere we physically choose to go. True kings and queens serve their people with an absolute devotion, governing this remarkably peaceful, incredibly beautiful blue ocean. Blue ocean. No foreign conqueror can possibly erase our remarkably royal blood. We have miraculously survived the incredibly massive historical flood. Let our absolute nobility shine brightly through our everyday action, remaining completely immune to the incredibly petty global distraction. Calm your mind, rule your heart, play your capital square. A highly palpable kinetic tension filling up the air. Dark cumulonimbus clouds gathering over the parliament roof, providing the undeniably terrifying meteorological proof. Winds of radical change are blowing furiously through the gate, delivering a highly necessary, uncompromising, heavy fate.
Lightning strikes directly upon the heavily guarded institutions, sparking a wildly uncontrollable, magnificent revolution. Hurricanes of absolute justice
Tearing off the expensive doors,
washing away the systemic corruption
from the marble floors. Boarding up the windows will not prevent this massive gale. Watching the incredibly arrogant, tyrannical leaders fail. Thunder rolls loud, look at the crowd. Vortex spins fast, raging cannot last. Rebels storm unleashing a terrifying cleansing wrath, destroying everything currently standing in its path. A whirlwind of righteous anger sweeping across the land, taking a highly uncompromising, incredibly militant stand. Let the torrential downpour totally submerge the lies, watching the magnificent, unstoppable cyclone rise.
Tornadoes ripping the fraudulent treaties right into shreds, removing the golden crowns from their undeserving heads. Sirens are completely drowned out by the deafening thunderclap, eradicating the borders drawn up on their colonial map. Anemometers are breaking from the sheer incredible force. Nature is rapidly correcting this deeply flawed course.
Evacuation orders are thoroughly and completely ignored. The marginalized citizens are picking up the discarded sword. Umbrellas offer absolutely zero protection from this hail, exposing the highly corrupted, incredibly fragile scale. A tempest of marginalized voices roaring in perfect unison, invading the highly protected, heavily fortified garrison. Thunder rolls loud, look at the crowd. Vortex spins fast, raging cannot last. Rebel storm unleashing a terrifying cleansing wrath, destroying everything currently standing in its path. A whirlwind of righteous anger sweeping across the land, taking a highly uncompromising, incredibly militant stand. Let the torrential downpour totally submerge the lies, watching the magnificent, unstoppable cyclone rise. The incredibly violent weather, we are destroying the establishment entirely together. The atmospheric pressure has officially reached its absolute peak, empowering the formerly silent, marginalized, and weak. Sky turns black, wind blows cold. New world born from the earth. Rebels storm unleashing terrifying cleansing wrath, destroying everything currently standing in its path. A whirlwind of righteous anger sweeping across the land, taking a highly uncompromising, incredibly militant stand. Let the torrential downpour totally submerge the lies, watching the magnificent, unstoppable cyclone rise. Storm rages on,